Mayors from across New York State came to Schenectady today to support one of Governor Cuomo's most controversial pieces of legislation. This year's annual conference of mayors is focusing on gun control. The mayors are praising the New York SAFE Act and calling on the federal government to follow New York's aggressive action to crack down on illegal guns. They released a public letter asking Congress to pass sensible laws that will keep guns out of criminal hands, keep military-style weapons off New York streets, and crack down on gun trafficking into the state.
We're looking for universal background checks. We're looking at those restrictions and implementations, I'll call it, really are just common sense that will deal with the problem of illegal guns in this country.
Speaking of illegal guns, some firearms now prohibited in New York State are still being sold here, and it's perfectly legal. As I found out today, local online firearms auctions are open for business.
If you think you can't sell this gun, the AR-15 assault rifle in New York State, you're wrong.
Someone in New York State cannot buy this gun, but you can sell it.
Correct.
Randy Passonno of Collar City Auctions recently picked up a huge lot of items for an estate sale being conducted through an online auction. It all belonged to a man Randy described as an avid hunter and trapper who had lived in Albany County. There were more than 170 firearms.
Here's a prime example, would be your standard AR-15 rifle. Yep. Which is now a restricted firearm in New York State and cannot be sold in New York State.
Actually, it can be sold in the state as long as the buyer is out of state.
What has to happen to get it to the person out of state who wants to buy it?
Once that weapon is sold, they need to first pay for it, then send us the federal firearms dealer in their state where we will ship that rifle to. Then they will pick up that firearm from that federal firearms dealer in their own state. It could be sold in Massachusetts, Connecticut, under their appropriate laws there.
So it's not like the law is keeping this from winding up in somebody's hands?
No, not at all.
On March 1st, the ammunition part of New York's gun law goes into effect, which means everything you see here would need to be logged in, logged out, fully registered. However, this auction ends February 23rd, beating the deadline.
All the extra effort and paperwork will no doubt take time.
It requires more manpower and a lot more time. More time, and time is money. It dips into our revenue.